A person who abuses performance enhancing drugs also reminds me of someone who abuses a sedentary lifestyle and a bad diet. It's like, how is that similar? I mean, they're both sacrificing their long-term health for something in the moment. In a day and age when young people lack direction and purpose in life, your influence has an effect on them. To simply sit back and say, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm not responsible for them. I'm not their parents. I'm not their dad. They gotta know what to do and not to do. But you're an influencer. You are literally shaping and molding the fitness community with the content you post. To simply say, oh, it's not your responsibility. Yes, it is. You're fake natties. Where are you at? You're living a lie. You're pretending to be someone you're not. You're living a persona that is not yours. You're deceiving yourself. Who's benefiting mostly from supplements? Is it the sellers or the people buying them? We have to fix the foundation first instead of putting band-aids on the surface pains. We got to fix things at the root cause. Change has to happen at the deeper level, at the root. Can you be a fitness influencer if you prioritize your physique above your health? What does fitness mean? I mean, fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy. These two go together. They're inseparable. I mean, Google has many definitions that we can look at, but basically the description goes beyond being able to run quickly or lift heavy weights. And nowadays, the healthy part, health, long-term health, that part's missing from fitness, from the fitness industry and community at large. And so when I look at the definition of fitness, it flabbergasts me as to why PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs, are so prevalent. Why is that? Like, can we not see more than what's on the surface? What we're served on a platter? And nowadays, I mean, what's on the platter is nice physiques, strength, being able to run quickly, all the things that are appealing to the eyes and to society in general. And I wonder, do we not care about our health? Are we so blinded by the temporary successes that we acquire in the moment, the pleasures from abusing harmful things that can destroy us down the road? Can we not see further down the road? I mean, even squirrels have a sense of longevity in mind. They gather food and materials for the winter. And if they don't, what happens to them? They don't survive the winter. And so even if you abuse steroids and you make it to an older age in life, odds are the quality of your life is not going to be as good, not even close. And so as people, as humans, we're so quick to just satisfy our needs and desires as quickly as possible, immediately and in the moment. And as fitness influencers, we should prioritize health above our physiques. The negative side effects alone of performance-enhancing drugs should scare anyone from even considering them. What are some of them? I mean, Google has a huge list of them. Some of them are aggressive behavior, depression, enlarged heart, cardiovascular disease, shrunken testicles. Boys, we gotta protect the wee-wee at all costs. At all costs. Why would you even consider tampering with anything downstairs? I don't know about you, but I'm trying to keep myself healthy, pristine, in immaculate condition for my future beloved, my future wife. Why would I risk? I mean, any of these are scary. Cardiovascular disease. We have enough to contend with as it is. There's so much sickness and things that can go wrong as it is. But you're intentionally going out and like choosing all of these things and risking your life for what? For temporary success. And the thing is with these, it's like, yeah, some of them are temporary. Once you go off, you might be okay, but a lot of these, they can be permanent damage. Permanent. And you're at a much, much higher risk of life-threatening diseases now and in the future if you use steroids or PEDs or anything like that. And it also reminds me of Bowser's Balloon Burst. You guys remember that minigame, Bowser's Balloon Burst from Mario Party? You're competing against other players to get as big as possible, to inflate the balloon as big as possible. And whoever gets the biggest and pops is the winner. Sometimes I wonder, are bodybuilders or anyone trying to get as big as possible, guys and girls, are they playing Bowser's Balloon Burst in real life? That's what it looks like. They're just trying to get as big as possible. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, you're gonna pop sooner rather than later. Do you not see it? Can you not visualize or think that far ahead? There are consequences for our actions. And oftentimes when the consequences are far ahead into the future where we can't see them, where we're nowhere near them yet, it's very easy to brush them to the side and only focus on the pleasures and the success that we acquire from abusing whatever it is, like steroids or PEDs, gear. A person who abuses performance-enhancing drugs also reminds me of someone who abuses a sedentary lifestyle and a bad diet. It's like, how is that similar? I mean, they're both sacrificing their long-term health for something in the moment, something temporary, a physique gained by performance-enhancing drugs, and pleasure and comfort from a sedentary lifestyle and a bad diet. And the thing is, we often look down on them like, oh, look at him. Look at the fat boy in the corner with his brisket and his Twinkies, sacrificing his health, to enjoy himself. But if you're abusing and using performance-enhancing drugs, are you not similar to that? And if what separates you is the hard work and commitment to your craft, your dedication to work hard and exercise and lift weights consistently, if that's what separates you, then why not keep that hard work plus your health and discard the PEDs and shift your focus to helping others get healthy? Because what's most important is not the physique, but the health first. Focus on your health and then build your physique, because the goal of fitness includes our health. It's funny because a lot of people often say they're taking performance-enhancing drugs as safe as possible with doctor supervision. But yeah, it's safer, but that doesn't make it safe. The lasting damage to your physical and mental health, that is terrifying. Like, you're gambling with your life at that point. And so I want to ask you, if health comes before physique, isn't the only way to embody being a fitness influencer by being natural? But then you might say, if I'm natural, how am I going to compete in competitions against others who are using and abusing steroids and gear of all kinds? But I also want to ask you, on top of that, where does the cycle end? Do we just go along with this forever? Or do we strive to make change within and for a better world? If nothing changes, then we're trapped in the same cycle, the same loop over and over and over again, right? If I had a magic wand to stop all bodybuilding competitions and to stop PEDs, I wouldn't use it to do that, because that would make the problem much worse. Change has to come from inside of us. We each have to look at it and say, yeah, you know what, that's wrong. We shouldn't be doing that. What we should be focusing on is health, short and long term. Have the competitions, but I think the only way to do it safely is by being natural. And just because you're natural doesn't mean you're off the hook. You still have to take care of your health and prioritize your health. What is the meaning of influence? There's so many influencers on YouTube and in the world, fitness influencers, you name it. Do we know what influence means? Google says it's the capacity to have an effect on the character development or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. the power to change or affect someone or something, especially the power to cause changes without directly forcing those changes to happen. So, as a fitness influencer, you have a relationship with your subscribers, your viewers. You have influence over them. You're not directly forcing them to do anything, but the things you do play a role in their development, and it has an effect on the things they might do. So we have to consider that before we post things online. There's a difference between living your own life and being a fitness influencer. Now, obviously, we all need to be responsible with our own lives and not just do whatever we see people doing. But that being said, influence still exists, and it's very powerful. In a day and age when young people lack direction and purpose in life, your influence has an effect on them, especially if they look up to you. And a lot of people look up to fitness influencers. And to simply sit back and say, oh, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm not responsible for them. I'm not their parents. I'm not their dad. They got to know what to do and not to do. But you're an influencer. You are literally shaping and molding the fitness community with the content you post. To simply say, oh, it's not your responsibility. Yes, it is. You're influencing. You're an influencer. And the very fact that awesome physiques are rewarded, they're going to follow. Young people are going to follow what is glorified, what might give them meaning in life. And so with that being said, we need to lead by example if we're posting content, if we're influencing others into fitness. And we have to do that by being healthy and being and setting a good example. Say there's a lightsaber training camp. There's two of them, two training camps. One's led by a Sith Lord and one's led by a Jedi. Now, you're going to learn skills from both of these camps. You're going to learn how to use a lightsaber and you're going to learn many things. However, the influence of each camp is going to be very different. And it's going to shape and mold you and have an effect on you. It's going to influence you to walk on a certain path. And everything influences in life. The people we hang out with, the music we listen to, the content we consume, the fitness influencers we watch, everything we see has an effect on us. So here are some photos of my physique. I'm 100% natural. I love playing sports and being active and lifting weights and building my physique, as well as being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, of course. But on top of all these things, I do my best to prioritize long-term health. And I do that by having a balanced diet, having positive role models and relationships, lifting weights, being active, playing sports, all of these things that are good. I do my best to do them. And my goal is to be fit and healthy now and in the future. Which brings me to my next point. Fake natties. Where are you at? You're living a lie. You're pretending to be someone you're not. You're living a persona that is not yours. You're deceiving yourself. And it's no wonder you're miserable, even though you have fame and money. On the surface, yeah, you have all these things, but deep within, you're empty because you're not living in truth. If you simply live in truth, be yourself, be honest, you'll be fulfilled. And the thing is, you're gaining wealth and all these things by lying, by being a fake person. And the reality is that you're going to be exposed eventually. Have you guys noticed that with fake naturals? They're almost always exposed. And even if they're not exposed, because they're living a lie, it's impossible for them to be satisfied, to be fulfilled with their life they're living and leading. The solution for you is to come out now, speak the truth, confess, and work towards building a happier, better, more fulfilling life. It reminds me of a quote or a proverb I heard once. It goes like, bread gained by deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth will be filled with gravel. Shocker there. That's pretty much every fake natty or any fake person pretending to be something to achieve something temporarily in the moment. It's like, If it's sweet, it's sweet. No. If you deceive someone and you lie and you trick them to gain something from them, you're going to have regret. You're going to live with guilt. You're going to be unfulfilled. Maybe that's what karma is. And on top of that, you're probably going to get exposed, making your whole situation in life that more miserable. So then I asked myself, why would you then want to live that lie? Why not just live in the truth? It's impossible to live a fulfilled life if you're not living in truth, if you're being a fake person, because you're always going to be chasing a void. You're always going to be chasing to fill an empty void deep within you, right? And so the goal should be to serve the community and society before fame and riches. And not only fake natties, but anyone pretending to care about fitness or anything to just acquire success. And you know what this reminds me of? It kind of plays into this. Do you guys remember Clayton from Tarzan? He served as a protector for Jane and her father at first, but he had a secret agenda, and he was really just there to hunt gorillas and then sell them on the black market. What do you call someone like that? There's so many words. Are you like Clayton? Are you blinded by your own deceit like he was? And we all know what happened to him in the end, right? He destroyed himself by his own foolishness. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. He was prideful, conceited. He served himself, caused pain and suffering everywhere he went. He too was destroyed by his own foolishness. Ernesto de la Cruz from Coco. He was heartless, only cared about his own desires. He was a sociopath. He killed his friend Hector to get what he wanted. And at first it seemed great. He had success. He was admired, all these things. But we all know what happened to him in the end. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Hans from Frozen. Scar from Lion King. All of these things, all of these movies have similar examples, right? And these examples may be extreme, and they're taken from movies, but I think the principles still apply to us on a general basis, if anything. And I'm sure you can think of personal examples in your own life. Deceiving others leads to death by your own hand, or you live an unfulfilled life. But imagine if they were good. What could they have accomplished, right? I mean, they had so much potential to do damage, to do terrible things, but if they were good, if they were a positive influence, what kind of impact would they have had on the world? They could have changed the world. What kind of impact are you going to have? Are your intentions good? Are you living in truth? Are you blindly following the norm? Did you start off good, like Anakin Skywalker? He was among the greatest Jedi that ever lived. But he craved more power and he got corrupted. He fell and brought darkness to the galaxy. And so with that being said, I think it's important that we guard our minds, guard our hearts, and surround ourselves with positive role models, and also become those positive role models and influences in the fitness society, in the fitness community, in society, and the world as a whole. Treat everyone as your brother and sister. What kind of influence would you want to have on them? What kind of influence would you want them to have? Everyone that watches your content, everyone that sees your videos, imagine they're your brother and sister. How would you want them to be shaped and molded? And what kind of effect would you want to have on them? A good one, right? A positive one, right? You wouldn't take advantage of them. And so everyone you encounter is someone's brother, someone's sister, cousin, friend. Treat them as such. And I think if we do that, if we do more of that, I think the world will be a much brighter and better place for all of us. And with that being said, with great power comes great responsibility. Who's benefiting mostly from supplements? Is it the sellers or the people buying them? I think that's a good question, and I'm not too sure, actually. Supplements are meant to supplement or complement an already existing healthy diet and lifestyle. But nowadays, it's the other way around. A healthy, balanced diet comes second to supplements. Is it business? Is it profit? Is that all we care about? There's nothing wrong with selling supplements, not at all. But we have to be truthful. Do it with honesty, and not with money as a priority, but with the health and wellness of others first, and then make some money, right? It's a win-win. Young teens don't need supplements like protein powder, creatine, pre-workout. If you're under 18, you should focus on building your foundation first, if it's not already there, working out consistently over time, and then considering anything extra, right? Build your foundation first, and then focus and consider additional supplements from there. That's like taking an intro math class and raising your hand and being like, Professor, the schematics for a particle accelerator, I need them on my desk, please. It's like, bro, you don't even know basic calculus yet. Why are you asking about something far greater than what you know or can handle? Go in your closet and ask yourself this quietly. Would I choose option 1? Sell supplements, make lots of money, while also helping lots of people? Or option 2, sell supplements and make 10 times the money, but help a much smaller number of people? Your answer is a reflection of your character, of who you are. Is that who you want to be? And I wonder, how many fitness influencers are option 1? Not only will you be helping and serving more people, but you will be living in truth. You'll be more fulfilled. You'll be an honest person. You'll be living a life that is meant to be yours, instead of just deceiving others with these promises from supplements when you already know they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if you're a fitness influencer, you should be caring about what others are doing with their health, right? That's what it means to be a fitness influencer, I think. That's what fitness means. Remember, it's health and being fit coming together, not just making money off people and then they'll do whatever they want. We have to care about these things. That's like a person relying on caffeine when they're not sleeping enough. It's like, yeah, the caffeine is going to help them get through the day, but they should stop getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep every night. They should fix their sleeping schedule and their sleeping habits and build a strong foundation. Or relying on sleeping supplements when you have a terrible sleeping schedule, right? We have to fix the foundation first instead of putting band-aids on the surface pains. We got to fix things at the root cause. Change has to happen at the deeper level, at the root. If your doctor's prescribing you sleeping supplements, listen to your doctor. This is besides that. It's people who intentionally do stupid things and then wonder like, I'm tired today. Like, no, bro. Fix the root cause and then go from there. So many things in life are like that. We focus on the tip of the iceberg when the real problem is lurking beneath the surface. We need to address the root cause instead of always putting band-aids on the surface. And if we all focused on the real problems, the deeper roots, I think if we addressed those and made small changes over time, it will lead and amount to a greater life and a higher quality of life. And so we should all strive to do that. Make the world a better place by making small changes one at a time. And with that being said, yeah, my name's Billy Barker. Not from around here, as you might have seen from the title. Actually, I'm not even sure why I'm wearing my mask. I wasn't planning on fighting crime. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. I couldn't go ahead and take this off. I don't think I need it. Scratch that. Gotta go.